welcome to the Rabbit Hole Sports YouTube channel. Today, we will be simulating the Michigan vs. TCU college semifinal to see if we can recreate the same excitement as we saw in the original game. And who knows, maybe even a different outcome? So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. We fast forward with the TCU Horned Frogs with the ball first and facing a 2nd and 11. Max Duggan is in shotgun, trying to find something to get going after a negative yardage in the previous play. He looks and he fires to Darius Davis for a 67-yard bomb, setting up a 1st and goal for the TCU Horned Frogs. Michigan's trying their best to keep TCU out the end zone, but no avail as Max Duggan finds Tay Barber for a 7-0 lead early in the first. After the touchback, J.J. McCarthy leads his troops out on the field to see if they can answer and finds Ronnie Bell for a quick pass for a gain of 6. Facing a 3rd and short, J.J. McCarthy drops back and is leveled by D. Winters, forcing a 3-and-out. TCU gets the ball back, trying to replicate the same success, and they go back to their main target, Darius Davis, for a gain of 9 going across the middle. With a new fresh set of downs from midfield, TCU tries to implement their running game with Keandre Miller rushing it up the middle for a gain of 6. With 2nd and short coming up, Max Duggan calls his own number, converting the 1st down to keep the drive alive. Later on in the drive, from the 28-yard line, needing to convert for 3rd down, Max Duggan finds Tay Barber on a slant, converting and moving the ball into the red zone. With a new set of down, Duggan finds Henderson for a gain of 9, and TCU's threatening to score yet again. After Gunnar Henderson's 9-yard reception, Max Duggan calls his own number, but this time is met by Michigan's Rayshawn Benny, who takes him down for a loss of 4. In a scary moment for the TCU offense, Max Duggan steps up on a 3rd and long and fumbles the ball, but is conveniently picked up by one of the O-linemen, who rumbles for a gain of 6, setting up 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. It's 2nd and goal now, and Max Duggan calls his own number on a read option and scores, putting TCU up 14-0 with 3:51 left in the first quarter. Michigan has the ball now, facing 2nd and 3 as J.J. McCarthy hands it off to Blake Corum, who cuts on the right side for a gain of 9, giving them a new fresh set of downs. After a gain of 3 in the previous play, J.J. McCarthy drops back and is sacked by D. Winters, almost coughing it up, but fortunately recovers it, forcing a 3rd and long for the Michigan Wolverines. Needing 15 yards to convert, J.J. McCarthy fires and finds Cornelius Johnson for a gain of 8, but too little too short, and the TCU Horned Frogs force a 3-and-out. Looking to blow this thing wide open, TCU hands it off to Keandre Miller, who gets a hard-fought 10 yards, converting for a 1st down. On their own 40-yard line, Max Duggan drops back with plenty of time and finds a wide-open Keandre Miller, who rumbles down for 25 yards, getting into Michigan Wolverine territory. The Wolverines can find no answers to this TCU offense, as now they're facing a 3rd down and trying to get off the field. But Max Duggan would have none of that as he finds Jared Wiley for a big 23-yard gain, setting up 1st and goal as the quarter ends. The Horned Frogs come out in their goal line formation, trying to put this game out of reach, as Max Duggan hands it off to MRE DeMarcado as he walks in for the 1-yard touchdown. The Wolverines get the ball back, facing a 2nd and 10 as J.J. McCarthy hands it off to Blake Corum on a draw play where he gets 10 yards, moving the chains and trying to light a spark behind this Wolverine offense. Even after the huge gain, the Wolverines face a 3rd and inches, but no matter, J.J. McCarthy finds Ronnie Bell running a slant for a gain of 10. The Wolverines are trying to find a little bit of momentum as J.J. McCarthy drops back and finds Donovan Edwards running a drag route for a gain of 12 and gets into TCU territory. The Wolverines look to come alive as J.J. McCarthy drops back with plenty of time as he finds his guy for the first time, Roman Wilson, and he turns up and just lets his frustration out on the safety for a big gain of 23. From the red zone now, J.J. McCarthy takes a snap and runs the speed option, pitching it to Blake Corum for a gain of 9, setting up 2nd and short. On the next play, J.J. McCarthy takes the ball and fires to Cornelius Johnson, who takes a big hit but hangs on for the 12-yard touchdown, putting Michigan on the board, now trailing by 14. The Horned Frogs get the ball back, facing a 3rd and short. Keandre Miller takes the ball on a cutback and rumbles for 13 yards but is pushed out of bounds. Max Duggan takes the ball and runs on the outside, trying to stiff arm but is taken down, gets a gain of 9 on the play. Needing a yard to convert, Max Duggan is in the gun, drops back, and is sacked, fumbles the ball, but fortunately one of his O-linemen recover it. Nevertheless, the Michigan Wolverines are able to get off the field, forcing a 3-and-out. With a little over 5 minutes, Michigan gets the ball back, and J.J. McCarthy takes a snap, fake hands off to Blake Corum, and he gets out for a 14-yard reception. The Wolverines are in midfield as Blake Corum takes a sweep and runs on the outside for a gain of 9, getting into Horned Frog territory. Ball at the 40-yard line, J.J. McCarthy under center, drops back, and fires and finds Colson Loveland for an 18-yard gain as he's pushed out of bounds. The Wolverine offense seems to struggle as they're moving backwards, facing a 3rd and long. Needing 12 yards to keep the drive alive, J.J. McCarthy finds Ronnie Bell for a gain of 9, but too little too short as the field goal unit comes out to put 3 on the board. TCU has the ball back as Max Duggan fires and finds Savion Williams for a huge 37-yard gain as he's pushed out of bounds. Duggan from the gun fires and finds Quentin Johnston for a gain of 9, setting up a 2nd and short. DeAndre Miller takes the ball and gets a gain of 2, converting for the first down. Duggan takes a snap and tries to run on the outside, but is met by Chris Jenkinson, tackled in the backfield for a loss of 4. After that huge loss by Duggan, the Wolverines are able to get off the field with only giving up 3 points. The Wolverines get the ball back starting from their own 20 as McCarthy is in shotgun, hands the ball off to Corum, who again has success on the outside for a gain of 8. Next play, J.J. McCarthy drops back but can't find anybody and is taken down for a loss of 7 on the sack. It's 3rd and long and J.J. McCarthy takes a snap, steps up in the pocket and fires and finds his guy Roman Wilson streaking along the sideline for a huge 25-yard gain to move the chains. With under a minute left and in Horned Frog territory, McCarthy takes a snap and is taken down by TCU's Colt Ellison for a 6-yard loss. Not trying to squander their only timeout left in the half, JJ calls a no huddle trying to get the guys back to the line. JJ takes his snap and is taken down for a 2nd consecutive time, but this time by Dominic Williams for a 5-yard loss, and time is slipping away. Facing a 3rd and forever, J.J. McCarthy fires and finds Ronnie Bell, who rumbles and tumbles for a gain of 22, moving the chains for a first down. Deep in the Horned Frog territory, J.J. McCarthy takes a snap with under 20 seconds to go and fires and finds A.J. Henning for a 16-yard gain, making it 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. McCarthy has the ball now and finds his tight end, Luke Schoonmaker, who is stopped at the goal line as the clock continues to run, and they don't call the timeout as the clock expires and no points on the board. This may come back to haunt them in the second half, but regardless, here we go. Michigan fortunately gets the ball back and they're facing a 2nd and 2 as Blake Corum takes it up the middle for a gain of 8. The Wolverines stick to the run as McCarthy runs the read option and bulldozes his way up into Horned Frog territory for a gain of 15 on the play. Looks like the Wolverines are finding their rhythm as McCarthy finds Johnson as he's pushed out of bounds for a gain of 21 on the play. After that huge play, the Wolverines are inside the red zone as they come out in their pistol formation as Corum takes the ball, bulldozes his way, getting a gain of 13, and it looks like Michigan is poised for another score. McCarthy takes a snap with plenty of time and fires in the back of the end zone, but the receiver can't bring his feet down and it's incomplete. On the next play, McCarthy finds A.J. Henning sitting in the flat and scores to cut the lead to 7. TCU has the ball now and they're facing a 3rd and short as Duggan calls his own number and fails to convert on the 3rd down, forcing a 3 and out. Michigan wastes no time as McCarthy finds Roman Wilson, who breaks away for the 61-yard touchdown bomb as we're all even at 24 with 6:15 left in the 3rd. TCU is facing a 3rd and long as they're trying to convert to keep this drive alive. They are unable to as Michigan's defense forces yet another 3 and out. Michigan gets the ball back and gives it to their bell cow, Blake Corum, who runs on the outside but is injured on the play. On the next play, Donovan Edwards steps in and gets a huge 14-yard carry to keep this drive alive. Michigan attempts to run a wide receiver sweep as they're met with a negative yardage, forcing 2nd and long. It's 3rd and 18 as McCarthy finds Cornelius Johnson, who is pushed out of bounds for a gain of 24, converting and gets them in the red zone. Now facing a 2nd and 4 with the ball at the 6-yard line, Corum gets the handoff, cuts inside, and scores, completing the 21-point comeback, putting Michigan up 31-24 with 3:10 left in the 3rd. It's been a tale of 2 halves as TCU has not found a rhythm, going 3 and out for their 3rd consecutive time as Michigan gets the ball back with 1:21 left. We skip to Michigan facing a 3rd and long as McCarthy channels his inner Patrick Mahomes, fires across the field, finding who else but Roman Wilson for a 47-yard connection, setting the Michigan Wolverines nicely in Horned Frog territory. Trying to keep the drive alive with 3rd and short, McCarthy finds A.J. Henning but is short of the sticks, bringing out the field goal unit to tack 3 on the board to make the score 34-24 as we end the 3rd quarter. With 8:29 left in the game, Max Duggan finds Savion Williams inside for 15 yards, moving the sticks into Michigan territory. Facing a 2nd and short, Max Duggan calls his own number and converts, moving the sticks for a 1st down. Coming out in the gun, Max Duggan tries to run the speed option but is taken down in the backfield by Chris Jenkins, who's having a monster game, bringing a 2nd and long for the Horned Frogs. Trying to get something going, TCU tries to run a bubble screen but is snuffed out, bringing out the field goal unit to tack 3 and cut the lead to 7. With under 7 minutes to go, Blake Corum takes the handoff to the right side, which he's had success all day long, gaining 11 to move the sticks forward. It's 2nd and 9, and Michigan checks down to Blake Corum, who rumbles for 21 yards, putting Michigan into TCU territory with 6:06 to go. The Horned Frogs are able to get off the field, forcing their first 3 and out of the half, getting the ball back with 5.5 minutes left in the game. Max Duggan finds Jared Wiley to move the sticks forward for a gain of 10. Needing a huge play, Max Duggan finds Quentin Johnson, who catches the ball for 63 yards, gets tripped up, but sets him up with 1st and goal, and the TCU Horned Frogs are looking to even this up. Keandre Miller takes the handoff to the right, punches it in, and we're all even at 34 with under 5 minutes left in the game. Wolverines get the ball back, and McCarthy finds Roman Wilson moving the chains as he's having a monster game closing in on 200 yards. Wolverines are trying to find a rhythm as they are marching into Horned Frog territory when J.J. McCarthy hooks up with Schoonmaker for a 17-yard reception. On the very next play, Corum takes the handoff, weaves, and takes it to the house for a 35-yard touchdown, putting the Wolverines back up 41-34 with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game. TCU has the ball now, trying to respond, and now facing a critical 3rd and long as Max Duggan finds Quentin Johnston for an 11-yard gain, but is ruled short, bringing up 4th and inches. Before they can make a decision, the referees stop play so they can review the previous play with a booth review. And after further review, they reverse the call, ruling that Johnston crossed the plane for a 1st down, keeping the TCU drive alive. It's 3rd and 8, and Duggan finds Darius Davis, moving the chains and getting them to midfield with 2:45 left. With a new fresh set of downs, Duggan hands it off to Miller as he is stopped in the backfield for negative yardage. It's 2nd and 12 now as Duggan takes the snap, can't find anybody, and is taken down by Jalen Harrell for a loss of 7, bringing up 3rd and forever. Having negative back-to-back plays, Duggan takes a snap and hands it off to Miller with a questionable call as he's taken down, bringing up 4th and forever. Having to go for it on 4th and 19, Duggan takes a snap but runs out of time as he's trying to find his receiver on the wide receiver screen, turning the ball over, and this may be the end of the game. Michigan needs 8 yards to convert to potentially put this game out of reach, but they go for the home run as J.J. McCarthy finds Ronnie Bell for a 33-yard touchdown, giving them a 48-34 lead with 90 seconds left in the game. Duggan and the Horned Frogs get the ball back, trying to make some last-game heroics as he finds Darius Davis for a 48-yard reception to move the chain into Michigan territory. On the very next play, Duggan finds Miller, who takes the ball upfield for a gain of 16, stepping out of bounds with a minute left to go. From the 12-yard line, Duggan finds Tay Barber for a gain of 1, setting up 1st and goal from the 1-yard line with less than a minute to go. Michigan's Chandler Morris gets into the backfield, blowing up the play as time is winding down. Needing to score quickly, Duggan finds Quincy Brown, who punches it in, bringing the score within 7. TCU goes for the onside kick, needing to get the ball back, but failed to do so as Michigan recovers. McCarthy kneels it for the final time as they solidify their 48-41 win, moving on to the national championship where they will face the winner of the Georgia-Ohio State. So there you have it. I had a lot of fun recording this as I was able to witness the 21-0 run that TCU went up in the first half, and then Michigan answered back with their own 21-0 run and ran away with the lead and never looked back. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you like videos like this as I'll be making more. And if you would be so kind to leave a like, comment, and also consider subscribing to the channel as I'll be making more content such as this. I'm your host, Rabbit Hole, and I'm out of here.